Most people want their quote-unquote bread and butter, which is the normal stuff that people will invest in. What are the normal things people will invest in? They'll put their money in banks. They'll put their money in some property, very small amounts. Some people will be excited about gold and think that's actually a bread and butter investment, which it's not. But for certain people, that's the concept of it. And of course, then there is their own business. And the last thing is to invest in equities, equities/bonds. Most people, your normal people within this part of the world, have a very limited understanding about bonds. So that would end up being a small sliver of the investment pie. The majority would be going into equities. Where equities are right now, if you're going to look at the index as a whole, the movement upwards might have some sort of resistance because it's really done a very nice run in the last 3 months. If you're looking at individual companies with good stories, then some of them might have fantastic growth looking forward, because if you're talking about companies in infrastructure, and infrastructure is a major issue in this part of the world, well, let's face it, for the next 5 years, you're going to have a major boom in infrastructure. Subsequently, people who are investing in infrastructure should benefit out of that.
Investors around the world are now seeking returns. And the way to get returns is by going into alternatives, whether it be emerging market funds, whether it be hedge funds, high yield funds, etc., simply because the amount of interest they're getting in banks is so low that they will want to move into other areas. Now, in times of crisis, like during subprime, everybody retreats to U.S. Treasuries and U.S. dollars. Those days, I think, are gone. I think now people realize to do that is a big mistake. They, of course, made the big mistake at the end of 2008, beginning of 2009. They realized this was a mistake. Now they begin to move forward into alternatives.
I think it's hard to tell how much, from my point of view, how much money we're going to see coming into alternatives from the Middle East when the price of oil maybe is going to be under pressure for a bit. I'm hoping, and I think I'm hearing that they're going to be putting more and more money into Asia and more money into to the developing world, and that might involve hedge funds. But perhaps not, because many hedge funds don't understand the emerging world, right? Not as well as they should, anyway.